Hello there, English students. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we are on week 4 now of your mythology unit as you've been reading Edith Hamilton's Mythology. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying the videos that I've presented. We are almost done. Next week is the last week we are going to be studying this book. So after that, we'll be going back into regular compass work. So this week you'll be studying or reading about the Trojan War. Now, the Trojan War is quite interesting. Most of it is interesting because of how it started. And you'll read about it, and I included some student-made videos that you can watch, but I just have a problem a little bit because, you know, we hear about Zeus. He's a pretty well-known character. Even if you don't know anything about mythology, you've probably heard of Zeus, right? And how all-powerful he is, and you know, in many of the films he's depicted as this wise, you know, god, right? But I don't think he's that wise. In fact, most of the time, I think he makes really stupid decisions. And the Trojan War is just one of the many instances where this is revealed. So you'll read about it, but it starts out with there's this golden apple, and on it there's an inscription that says, "To the fairest." Now this was set up to cause some contention because, of course, you know, you have several goddesses in Mount Olympus who think they are the fairest, the most beautiful of all, you know, of the gods, right? And so there's this apple here, and it says, "To the fairest." You know, well, who's the fairest, right? And so you have there's 3 goddesses who claim that they are the most beautiful. There's, of course, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, right? And then you have Athena, and then you have Hera, which is Zeus's wife, right? So typically for these sorts of issues, for lack of a better word, for these sorts of issues, they typically go to Zeus to handle the problem, right? So there's these 3 goddesses, not women, right? They're goddesses. So these 3 goddesses, Aphrodite, Hera, and Athena, they go to Zeus and they say, "There's this apple here, this golden apple. And it says it's to the fairest. So which one of us is the fairest?" Zeus. Now in the text as you read, you know, typically that would be an awkward moment, right? And in the text it says how wise Zeus was for the decision that he made. But really, I don't think he was that wise. Because first of all, one of the goddesses was his wife. Okay? He had a free ticket to say, "You, Hera, you are the most beautiful. Because you are my wife." Even though I know, he was a 2-timing, well, he cheated a lot on her, which I don't condone at all. I think he's a sleazebag for doing it. But, you know, granted he was a sleazeball of a husband, he had an opportunity to at least redeem himself a tiny bit in her eyes and say, "Well, you are the fairest. Hera, you are the fairest." And then, you know, Aphrodite and Athena, they might have been, you know, disappointed, but they would have understood, oh, well, they're husband and wife, of course. Of course he's going to pick her. But he didn't. He didn't pick any of them. He, being not so wise all the time, even though the book says he was wise, he says, "Well, I'm going to let this other guy judge you. I'm going to let this other guy named Paris, he's going to judge you. He's going to say which one of you is the fairest." Washed his hands of that, right? But really, Zeus? Really? You missed that opportunity to at least let Hera a little bit trust you, just a smidgen, right? What? So I have a problem with that because of that decision that Zeus made, a whole slew of problems occurred. The Trojan War came about. It was just a mess. And they say he was wise, Zeus. I don't think so. Can't believe he missed that opportunity to compliment his wife that he cheated on so much. Sorry. My blood pressure is going through the roof right now. Anyway, so you're going to read about that and the problems that ensued from that, but I don't know. There's just some things that I think the gods are stupid about. They're just stupid, especially Zeus. Most of the time it's Zeus. He's an idiot sometimes. So you'll read that. You'll also read about the fall of Troy, which includes, I'm sure many of you have heard of the Trojan horse. If you have not heard of the original Trojan horse, you've at least heard of, on your computer, Trojan horses, right? Maybe. If you think of what a Trojan horse is, usually your firewall tries to protect you and your security features try to protect you from Trojan horses. But when you have a Trojan horse come into your computer, it disguises itself as a safe program. And oftentimes when it gets onto your computer, it causes severe slowdown. You can even bring in some viruses. Just a lot of problems can happen to your computer. And that's exactly what happened when the Trojans let the Trojan horse into their city. So, yeah. They thought it was something grand. They thought this was a gift for the gods, right? It wasn't. Anyway, so you'll read about that and the huge role that it played in the fall of the city of Troy. Yeah. It's still speculative whether or not this Trojan War actually occurred, but it's up to you to debate that. So please be working on your performance projects. Get those in. Email me your proposals, and have a great week.